Good evening, my crafty friends. At least it's evening where I am when we're doing this live. So if you're here live with me, just give me a little hello in the comments. I'd love to know you're there. Makes me happy. If you're watching on Facebook on the replay, then welcome whenever you're watching. And if you happen to be over on my YouTube channel catching that, then thanks for popping over there. And if you haven't already, hit that little subscribe button. That actually helps my channel a whole lot. So anyway, welcome. So I'm glad you're here. So tonight I have a technique that's been around for a long time. Like, I remember learning it way back when I first started stamping 22 years ago. But it's worth sharing again, I think, if only to awaken it in your memories, which sometimes needs to happen. I know that for a fact. So anyway, we have my host code for January. Isn't it handy that it starts with a J? Anyway, there's that. I did happen to see a quick view of this lovely lavender kit in on a site that I am part of. It's a Demonstrator site, and somebody had gotten theirs. Mine, I'm hoping Friday or Saturday maybe. But so I would try and share that with you Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll see what happens after that. But the grandbaby is imminent, so could be, like, I do have my priorities here. So anyway, so right now we're subscribing for the sweet springtime. I got to see some peeks, again, Stampin' Up shares with demonstrators a pre-marketing video with one of their staff and stuff, and it looks so cute. So I think if you don't subscribe or haven't subscribed yet, you definitely want to get on that, okay? All right, so enough about the advertising. Let's get to that technique I promised you, right? Okay. So we're going to use Enduring Beauty again. We used that last week, and we made these, and then there was one more, which is now hanging on the wall. Every sample in the studio uses new product. Every single one. I'm so excited. So anyway, we used these with the masks. And then I made... Oh, I can't. All right, I'll share this one. So this, remember last week at the end of the video when I was sharing, somebody asked about adding adding the centers with the, on a stamped project. Now, without the color, I didn't like it at all. And I was just going to pitch that, like, right into the recycling. And then somebody said, well, maybe it'll look different when you color it. Yup, it sure did. Now I love it. So I did use a really bold color. I used Poppy Parade. I went a little bit light at the beginning and then really darkened those details up quite a bit. I used Old Olive for the leaves, really, really lightly to begin with, and then heavier, okay? And those centers were already done. So then I just die cut it and added the little hello. I kind of had to add a greeting down here because one of the leaves got chopped off when I stamped it. So anyway, so that's pretty fun. But without showing you, well, I'll show you because you'll like it, and then I can show you how I did it. All right, so we have spotlighting and we have reverse spotlighting. Okay, they're very similar. They're related. You can make one of each. Okay, so you stamp your image, whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be floral, but this one just happens to be. So this was a stamped image that I did last week, and I started coloring it with my watercolor pencils. Now I put all my watercolor pencils in a case, and I have a couple of sets in there, but anyway. And then I used a blender pen, not a blends marker. That's very different. This is a blender pen, and they have, it just has a fluid inside that just makes it wet. So it's like painting with water, only different. But anyway, so I used that. Then I punched out of here, I punched this and mounted it on a slightly bigger circle of garden green, and then matched it up and put it over the spot. So it looks, you know, so the spotlight is just this part that got colored. Now the reverse spotlight is where you've got just the white here and you've got your color out around the edge. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so in order to make two like this, you're going to need two images that you haven't chopped up already. No, it's okay. It's fine. So anyway, you could use the masks if you wanted to. I didn't bring blending brushes and stuff over here, but you could totally do that. What do I have? I do have some stamp pads. So let's use those for now. And I'll just do a little part of it. So with this, with these newer pads, you really have to squeeze hard to get ink in the lid. Okay. So let's grab, now these blender pens get stained, and that's okay. As long as they run clear, you're good. Okay. So you just use it to pick up some ink. And then I like to start where it's darkest, or where I think it's going to be darkest, like perhaps in the center, and then work my way out, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of add some color. Okay. And then as it okay, and you want to kind of keep going in the same direction when you're coloring with these. You don't want to go back and forth, or you will get pilling. The paper will kind of pill, and that's not good. Okay. So anyway, once you get all colored, then you would color the whole thing like that. Okay, you would color all the little parts. Now you would not have chopped it yet. I'm just doing this one. Okay. All right. So then once you have it all colored, you're going to punch out your colored spot. You're just going to pick a place that's part of that image. Now I'm just going to clean that out so I can. And then let me real quick show you what happens when you use the watercolor pencils, okay? So let's grab out, I think this is Melon Mambo. Yep. What are you? I'm not sure I want to use that one with it. Maybe this one. Okay, it's a color we don't have anymore. It's okay. All right. So I'm going to take my darker color and I'm just going to color right here where it's going to be generally darkest. Okay. Now I could use the same color pencil if I wanted to for the whole thing, which is what I did for the Gorgeous Grape one that I did. So for this one, I only used one pencil. So the darker is where I went over it again, okay? So if I darken these in like that, okay? And then, yeah, there we go. And then just very lightly color. Oh dear, I hope that doesn't pick up in here. The cleaning lady is here and her vacuum is really noisy. So I'm hoping that doesn't pick up. Anyway. So I'm just going to very lightly, so you'll see that I get two colors out of here. I didn't need a second pencil necessarily. Like that. Okay. So then I'm going to take, so you can really, let me pull this up to the camera and see if it shows. Hello, Janice and Melanie. Let's see if I can, well, it's really hard because my thing, so I can't tell if you can see that, but there's pencil lines, okay? So when you use a blender pen with the watercolor pencils and go over it, start smoothing those things out and makes it look like you painted it. And where it's real heavy, you can kind of pull a little bit of color. Okay. Which is kind of cool. And instead of working on some other things this afternoon, I should have finished coloring a whole one so you guys could see. Or I shouldn't have finished these other two. But anyway, let me grab a green and do a couple of leaves, and I may be able to get just enough of a section done without boring you too terribly bad. I'm going to do this. I know in the masks, these things color as leaves, but to me, they look like they should be buds. So I'm going to do them as buds. And of course, I put my pencil sharpener away because I was trying to clean up my table a little bit. Serves me right for putting stuff away, right? No, I'm just kidding. I should still be able to get this. The dark on the veins and the little stems here. All right. All right. So I very lightly color those in. And you. I think I just have to do a little bit on this other flower down here. And then I think I should be able to get enough of a chunk here. Anyway, I do like coloring with watercolor pencils, and I like the look of using a blender pen over the top of it. It just gives it that little bit of a finished look. Really makes me feel like I might have gotten a little of Aunt Sally's talent. I don't think I did, because I can't draw except for a stick figure. Well, I can draw a little bit better after 8 years of first grade art with Mr. Bass at Simon's School. I don't know if he knows that I give him a lot of credit for my ability to do even a little bit of drawing. So, all right, let's just lightly put in some color here. And, oh, I might have to do this one other leaf. All right, so just right here. Because I'm going to have to come in a little bit, I think, when I punch that. All right. But I think for this one, I might leave I can always do the pencil later, the blender pen later, I mean. Because it does not look bad just colored with watercolor pencils. That's actually a very pretty look, I think. It's just, it just doesn't look quite as finished, I think. So let's, and you do want to kind of do one color at a time. So I'll do all of my blooms like this. Okay, and then I'll clean my blender pen and then we'll be able to do the leaves real quick. Okay, so I'm just going to clean that out in case there's any. Now there is another way to add a little more color. If you want something a little bit darker, you can actually pick up the color right off your pencil, okay, and add a little bit more color that way. All right, so that's an option that you have. Okay, and you would almost definitely have to color off some of that color if you pick it up that way. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay. There. So just run that. All right. So now once you've got part of it colored, now if you were doing this kind of spotlighting, you would color the whole thing, okay? Since I'm going to try and just do this, and we'll just give me a plain one here. So let's do that. Ooh, having trouble reaching, sorry. Okay, so in here, there. All right, I'll put my paper in here, and what you're probably not going to be able to see, because I'm sure it's just out of frame, is me inking this up. But I'm just going to add some ink here to that flower, that beautiful image. I still haven't tried it with Versamark and embossing powder. That's sort of next. If I don't end up working tomorrow at school, that may be what I do, is come here and do that. There. Okay. Whoops. Didn't quite get everything up here. That better, or do we need more ink? Let's see. Nope, that's better. Okay. So, you have one white and one colored, and we're going to take the smaller punch. This is a 2-inch punch, and I'm just going to go in and choose my area. Okay, like that. Now I could do some different things with this. I could have finished coloring it, and I could do a white section from another one, okay? But we're going to just do this. So then I'm going to take my 2 3/8, so a little bit bigger, and you know what? I thought I wanted garden green, but I don't. I really want that basic black. Hang on, I'm just going over to the other table. I have a chunk over here of basic black. Here we go. We'll use this, I think. There. Oh, you know what? If I go in as far as I can and do that, see, I could put it back here, or I can put it here. But let me just quick trim this down. All right. So we're going to have this be 4. By 5 1/4. And I guess I should be showing you, I deliberately took to get it to 4, I cut from this side. I didn't want to get any closer here because I wanted to make sure that when I put this on top, it doesn't peek out. It doesn't show that I cut anything, okay? So now we're going to have this be 5 1/4, right? Just double check that measurement here. Okay, whoops. Okay, just got a little bit. Didn't have to cut much off of that. All right, so now we need this. I think I cut this at 4 by 5 1/4 as well. So let's get this to 5. Yep, I did. And looks like I have more room over here than I do over here. So we're going to go 3 3/4 over here. There. Now, I can just put this on here like this and then find our spot, which is here. Okay, like this. Okay. Okay, so you kind of pretend that you're trying to see through and line everything up. Okay, so I can just put this right on here, or I can take that piece out and save it and use it for another card. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do because I may want that. So again, I'm going to take my smaller piece, my 2-inch, and I'm going to just reach in there. Actually, I'm just going to find another spot. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I have to take, if I were taking this out. You know what? I'm not going to do that because I'm worried. I'm worried that I'm going to mess that up. So, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get that brave. You guys are going, oh my gosh, she's a little bit crazy. I am feeling a little bit crazy because I am just waiting for news about this baby. And I have to say, it's really hard, the waiting. Like, I don't remember it being this hard when I was waiting for my babies. But given that this is not me, it's my baby having a baby, it's harder, for sure. Oh, not that piece. I guess I didn't bring a card base over here to put this on. Well, that was silly. All right, so let's put this. I'll just add some. Now, you could use dimensionals if you wanted to. So you're just going to center this as best you can, like that. And then you're just going to put some more adhesive. Now, if there was a hole here, like, you know what? Do I have? I think I do. Hang on one second. I do. Stampin' Up! Has black dimensionals. And now that I've done this, I think since I don't have a hole underneath, and it's not like people will be seeing, oh, there's an empty spot under there, I think I can use this. So I'm going to use these black dimensionals and put some of those on here. And I think that will really make this look good. All right. So see, when you take the backing off, they're black. So they don't show on these dark layers. It's not like you peek in and there's a white, space under there. Yeah, there's some adhesive back here that keeps sticking. All right. Okay, let's see. We're going to go here. Okay. I think that about does it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just gives you that splash of color. And if I put this on a nice pink background, it will look really, really nice as a card. So, spotlighting and reverse spotlighting. Spotlight. Reverse spotlight and spotlight. And you can do the twofer. You can get 2 for 1. So just so you know. All right. So I hope that you like that technique, or that maybe it refreshed something back in your memory that you went, oh yeah, I remember that. That's really cool. I forgot. I haven't done that in a long time. Well, take it back out and give it a try. And yeah. I did hear you say no, Melanie. Thank you for that. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight, and I hope I will be able to share baby news with all of you very soon. All right. Have a great night. Stay warm if you're, well, in a lot of places. Stay warm. It's going to be cold. It's cold in New England. I think we're supposed to get down to the single digits, but I've been seeing it in a lot, cold in a lot of places that don't usually get cold. So anyway, thanks so much, and I will be back next week. We'll be looking at that paper pumpkin kit. We'll do a live for that, and thank you, Melanie. I'm prayers for my daughter, really, for right now, and she's going through kind of a rough go, I think. They've had to start an induction, so I'm hoping that all goes well. Anyway, thanks so much, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.